Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well. Today's tutorial is on this look right here. It's very glowy and bronzy, and the reason for that is because there's a blizzard going on out right now. I mean, we're getting at least a foot of snow or more, and we're all home for the day. Everything's closed down, and I thought, you know what? I need to put some glowy summertime kind of makeup to make me feel better and pretend like it's not snowing out right now. So this is what I've created. It's definitely glowy. I have a lot of highlighter on. And yeah, if you want to see how I created this look, then keep on watching. I really want my skin to be super glowy. Because we're in the middle of a snowstorm, I just want to feel like it's warm outside. Does anyone ever do that with their makeup? So I want my skin to be very glowy. I usually do anyway, so there's no surprise there. So I am going to start off with the True Match Lumi Glotion. I'm going to go ahead and put this all over the face. It's just going to make my skin so glowy. You can actually mix this in with foundation, but I actually like just to put it on almost like a moisturizer. I'm going in with a different product as a primer down the center of my face, so I'm going to keep this more on the perimeter. So for my actual primer, I'm going in with the L'Oreal Infallible. This is the Glo-Lock primer, and it's an illuminating primer, but I do find that it actually really extends the wear of my makeup. So I'm going to use that product on the center. Before foundation, I do want to conceal a little bit of this blue area right here. So I'm going to go in with my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. And I like to do this, you know, I do it before or after foundation, but if I'm not in a rush and I actually remember to do the step, I like to do it before. Sometimes I forget and then I just do it afterwards. It's no big deal. And I really wiggle that in to this inner corner. Whatever's left on the brush, I just take it all over the lids, and that actually helps cancel out any of those veins. And I'm almost pretty much ready for eyeshadow at that point. I will set it with a powder though. So that's definitely canceled out that blue area, and then whatever's left, I like to take it around the nostrils, anywhere that I'm a little red, and you know, whatever's left on the back of my hand, so I'm not wasting product. This acts as a nice little primer too, to kind of color correct that redness. Now we're ready for foundation. Do you know what I'm going to use? I'm sorry that it's so predictable what the foundation is, but I'm focusing most of this tutorial on the eyes. So use whatever foundation you love. I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible in shade 202 Creamy Natural. I just have some of this on my palette here, and I'm just going to go ahead, press this in with my damp Aesthetica sponge. I'm not looking for a ridiculously heavy foundation coverage because I want this to be a very bronzy, glowy look. I find that allowing some of my freckles to peek through are kind of nice. It gives more of like a summertime vibe in my opinion. And generally that's just the way I like to roll anyways. I will use some Tarte Shape Tape. Where'd it go? I had it right here in front of me. So I am going to grab my Tarte Shape Tape, and I'm just going to use this to brighten under the eyes a little bit. And I'll just use a touch here where I kind of have some darkness between my brows, and then to even out, we'll just dab on a little bit in this area. Let's grab my mini Aesthetica sponge. It's dampened. If you notice when I'm blending the concealer, I'm blending it down mostly in this little area right here, kind of like where your sinuses are. And then whatever's left, I'm taking up under the eye. I do that because I have very dry under eyes, and they can get very crepey. And if you're someone who has more mature skin and you're feeling like lots of concealer just kind of settles in that area, looks super dry, you don't want to keep putting a lot of product under there. So I already went in with that It Cosmetics. So I knew I've canceled out a lot. So I don't need much. So I'm really concentrating all that brightness right here. And then whatever's left blends up. I'm going to go in with powder in a second. But first I have some cream blush I want to put on before I go ahead and set with powder, and then that gives a little bit of time for any concealer or the foundation to kind of melt together, and then you can pat out any creasing and remove any excess product before you go ahead and powder. That way it's not sticking to that and making it very cakey. So I also want to go in with a liquid bronzer. Let's start off with that. Let's go in with the Temptu Shimmer Bronzer. I talked about this in my best of 2017. Tap off a lot of the excess on my palette here. And then, you know what, I'll even tap off the excess on the back of my hand and then kind of stipple this. I'm gonna really blend, like even that's too much because I don't want to look overly bronzed. It is winter. I'm not going to be this tan, so I don't want it to look so fake. I just want to give a little healthiness to the skin. So whatever I just put on too much, I'll just get my damp sponge and kind of blend that. And then I'll just use whatever's on the back of my hand and kind of work the rest. There we go. The thing I love about this is it's completely undetectable. Oh, it's so good. Because it's an airbrushed product, a liquid airbrushed product that you just pour in the airbrush system, it's always going to be so flawless on the skin. And you don't even need the airbrush system. I love it. Right, now let's go in with blush. I'm using the Stila Convertible in Magnolia. You can use your fingers or a brush. Pretty that looks. I just automatically don't even have the rest of my makeup on, but I feel so healthy with just that application of bronzer and blush. I also am going to go in with two different highlighters, but one is more of a cream to powder. I'm grabbing the Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter. This is in Pearl. Now this is pretty much like a white highlighter, so this isn't going to be for everyone. Deep, medium to deep skin tones, they have more of like a rose gold, bronzy gold one. I'm going to layer, but I want the skin to look really like wet. I think I'm going to go ahead and put my lip product on because I feel like my lips are so washed out right now. I'm going to slap on one of the L'Oreal new, what are these called? Color Reshines. Oh my gosh, I love these. And I'm gonna go with Glossy Fawn. It's just like a nice nude. Definitely helped. Okay, I am gonna go in with my second highlighter because this butter bronzer doesn't stay wet or tacky. I'm just going to go in now and then we'll do the rest of the face. So I'm actually going to grab a Becca Champagne Pop. This is a nice one to layer because if I put too much of this, it can be too dark on my skin tone. So using a very light highlighting base will help lighten this up and be a little bit more appropriate for my skin tone. I'm going to go in with the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. I'm going to make sure my under eyes aren't creased. I'm going to tap in with my damp sponge. I'm really just going to do the center of my face. Not a lot of powder. And then I am going to set the lids too. I'm actually going to go ahead, let me just throw on my brows and I'll be back and then we're going to go ahead and do the eyes. I'm grabbing my City Mini palette from Maybelline. This is Rooftop Bronze. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Rooftop Bronzes. And we're just going to go and create kind of like a messy bronze look. So let's start off with this more like traditional bronze shade. All over the lid. And work it right into the crease. I'm putting a little bit at a time. If you use this in a soft application, you can almost get a nice light transition without a whole lot of shimmer. And then if you pack it on, you get more shimmer. And now I'm gonna go in with more of this bronze, darker brown shade. And I'm gonna start wiggling out on the outer corner, close to the lash line. And see, that kind of just deepened it up. Looks more like a brown chocolate as opposed to a tan. Same thing. Whatever's left on the brush, I'm going to take it a little bit lower here on the lash line with that base, but I am want to go in with a different shade all over the lid for a pop. I'm going to grab my Lorac Unzipped Ocean Sunset palette, and I'm going to grab Ocean Floor right here, and I'm going to take that all over the lid. I'm going to take a dab of that on the lower lash line as well, concentrating on the outer corner and the center, so going about halfway. Now I do want a little bit of gold to kind of brighten this up a little bit, so I'm going to grab Sandbar in the Lorac palette. I am going to go ahead with an eyeliner. This is the NYX Slide On Glide On Stay On, that super long name. This is in Golden Bronze, my favorite, and I'm going to do this in the top and bottom waterline. All right, now grabbing the City Mini palette again, I'm going to go in with this gold, but it's this one that we use from the Rock one is a lot darker and more of like a orangey gold. This is more of a light pale gold, and I'm going to just put that right on the center, like the more centery center part. I just made that up. I'm going to mix a little bit of the white as well. Kind of mix those two. And I'm just going to kind of close my eyes, and the like more bulbous area, that's where I'm putting the lighter shade. It's very subtle, but it's enough to give a little extra shine without going all over the lid. But I am going to go in with that gold, and I'm going to put that on the bottom waterline. Now let's go in the inner corner, and I'm going to go in with the City Mini one, and I'm going to just put a little bit. I feel like this inner corner is naked. I'm not going to do anything on my brow bone because my brows are such a mess, and that will just accentuate all the hairs that need to get waxed. I'm just trying to reshape and grow them out in a different way, so you'll have to forgive my horrible brows going forward, but that's just kind of what you have to do in order to change them up a little bit. I am gonna, you know what? I'm kind of like looking at this color right here. It's like more of a glittery top coat. I'm just gonna kind of put that right on top as well. All right, I think I'm gonna use my Urban Decay Perversion mascara. I have a little sample. Might as well use this guy up. No, I used to love this mascara, but after using the Lash Paradise, nothing compares. Like, it gave me no length. It kind of just clumps them up. Let me see if I can salvage it a little bit with my Maybelline Lash Sensational. I do want a little more color on my cheeks, so I'm going to go ahead and grab Tarte blush in Tarte. It was one of those birthday ones. I've had this sample forever. Just need a little more color right there. I think I'm going to go in with more of a mauve tone lip, but I'm going to use the same formula. Let's go with the color Riche Shine in Vanished Rosewood. I love this shade. We'll just go right on top. Let's go ahead and set this face. Make It Last setting spray from Milani. I am going to go on top of that with my Badescu facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. The Milani one does have some alcohol in it, so I like it to set my face, but I don't want it to dry it out, so I like this on top of it. And that's the completed look. I love doing these more summer bronzy glowy looks. all year round, to be perfectly honest, especially since we have a blizzard going on right now. I'm just not feeling the winter. I want some glow and I want some bronze, and this is definitely making me feel a little bit warmer. Don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know what's going on where you're living right now. Are you getting snow? Are you in the middle of a blizzard? Ugh, because I'm done. I'm over. And it's only January. We have ways to go. But that is it for me today. Also, if you are new today and you haven't subscribed, you know where that button lives. And don't forget to hit that little bell. That will notify you when I upload a new video. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.